Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Boozy Botanical podcast. My name is Holly,
And I'm Angelique.
and we are back with episode 77.
You
You
got
guys love
it.
my
There it
voice
is.
cracking there.
It's like, who knows anymore? It's been these last few months have been a blur.
It sure has, my goodness. But I hope you guys all enjoyed last week's episode with PQ, Planty Queens. I
Yes,
know we did.
we had so much fun. If you guys had thoughts about it, feel free to leave us a review or just comment on our Instagram. We had so much fun. You guys heard it. We don't have to tell you twice.
Exactly. Well, before we get into all things, Angelique, what are you drinking?
Nothing fun. I'm drinking water, Essentia to be specific. Um,
Nice.
we're recording this still a little bit ahead because, as you guys know, I'm in Europe actually right now.
I
So,
know, and I'm so
um,
jealous. No.
literally, I was gonna say I'm jealous and I'm going because I'm like, why can't it be today? But so things are a few weeks behind as far as what I'm telling you guys, but I just wrapped that show that I was telling you guys about, that musical. So you can hear it in my voice. And if you're watching, you can see it on my face. I'm a little tired.
Oh,
So
still look
but it's
beautiful as ever.
thank you.
Mhm.
But Matt, who you guys know, was getting us snacks and things for the dressing room because we were both it was like a 5 o'clock show. We were hungry. And he got me Essentia bougie water that, like,
Ooh.
I had never had it before. I've seen people carry around this bottle,
Oh,
but yeah,
yeah.
it's
I've
you
tried
know,
that. It's pretty good.
yeah, I think it's fine. He likes how smooth it goes down. Josh is very big on water and where water comes from, so he's very anti-purified water, and this is purified water, so I just got
Yeah, so
laughed
is
at yesterday.
Tyson. Isn't that funny?
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, it's a guy thing, I think. But
You're like, I don't wanna
I
pay for tap water.
well, he's made me a bit of a snob too. Like I'll drink whatever. Like I don't not drink water if it's purified, but there's nothing like that spring water, like a Fiji
Exactly.
or an Evian or even like the Icelandics. Those are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
We, here in
he just
Florida have Zephyr Hills. It's a spring water. That's what we
mm,
buy, and I'm like, "Hey, it's pretty good. It's a spring water." So
like, I'll take it.
Uh-huh.
But yes, but it's good. So I did not bring my bag of tricks today just because
Well,
I'm
you
very
may not be
tired.
boozy, but you're bougie, so we'll take
Yes, I had a drink last night that I can talk about that was very cool at the cast party. It was
it.
a
Ooh, tell
I
us.
already forgot what it was called, but it had, like, the coolest name. It was, like, plum, purpley pink, kinda like Barney, and it had
Cute.
mint leaves in it.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
it was just so good. It had, like, and you smelled it, it just smelled, like, sweet,
Wow. Full on
herbally.
mixology.
Yeah, a full-on mixology for sure. It was so good, and that one I think had vodka in it, but it was so subtle, you just got a kick at the end, which was really nice.
Where was your guys' cast party?
It was at this bar called oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold on, guys. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It's at a little tavern in Burbank called the Roguelike Tavern off of the 134 and Pass. So if anybody's in the Burbank area,
Cute.
check it out. It's a really cute spot. I think they also do I think it's a burlesque show and they have just like a lot of fun things you can do there, but it's a really chill bar. The owner's really nice. The food's actually really good. So I had a
Nice.
drink last night. So I still feel it today.
Still in your
So
system.
yeah, so I was like, I'm boozy
That
somewhere.
counts.
Yeah, you guys might not be hearing me drink it, but it's in my body currently.
Well,
And Holly,
Angelique,
how are you?
I'm good. I have a cup to share with you. So I'm drinking a margarita right now. I'm bringing it back to
Sexy.
my roots, just
Oh,
a regular
yay.
on the rocks margarita. But
I love
Angelique,
that.
I got this just for you.
Oh my god. Wait, is that a ghost lid?
It's a ghost lid and it's so perfect because I won't like spill.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
And
Okay,
it's
I
super
know it's Ray
favorite.
Dunn. But, Holly has this super cute mug that's white and it says "Boo" in, like, the black Ray Dunn font, but it has a
Mhm.
ghost, like, under, like, the
It's
sheet ghost
really cute.
as a lid. It's really cute. I'll
Yeah.
be honest with you, I like a lot of Ray Dunn stuff, I just think it gets pushed too
Oh, wait,
far.
for sure,
But
absolutely.
also, like, go go ahead, Ray. Do like
Pop
good
off
for
Ray.
you.
I know, I mean,
Right, like, Ray's making so much money that, like, I can't
she's
even be
trashing the
mad.
chick. She doesn't care what people say about her.
Literally. I'm trying to see if I have any Ray Dunn stuff now. I think I've had little things before. Sorry guys. I like well in the past I've liked some Ray Dunn cards, like very simple cards for birthdays and things. Those
Yeah.
are really cute. But yeah, it's
We have
good for
some
you,
kitty
Ray. I
bowls. Yeah,
cannot be angry at you, Ray. There's some things where I'm like, Ray, slow it down. Like I don't need everything to say spoon,
I know. Or
but
what I've
you slow
noticed
it
a
down.
lot recently for summer is there will be, like, these cooler bags, and it says, like, "Cool off," or "Chill out." I'm like,
You're like,
all right,
stop
Ray."
it, Ray. I will say I probably am more okay with Ray holiday stuff.
Yeah,
Like, the
because it's already
Halloween in
cute and
particular.
cutesy and just, like, yeah. So,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
feel like I can forgive Ray Dunn when it comes to Halloween, maybe even Christmas. I think it's the generic kitchen stuff that gets to me where it's like
For sure.
that yeah, you guys all know.
I'm
But
over yeah.
yeah, but I do love a good Ray. Who knows? I might even go look at her today at TJ Maxx. I'm thinking about it. So
Please do.
you're
Oh my
tempting me.
gosh.
So
Well,
Holly.
yes.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
was gonna go into quick updates so we can hear all about
Yes.
um, your show.
Oh yeah,
So,
tell me.
okay, well, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you may notice the plant behind me is different. It's
Yes,
my
ma'am.
Veii. So she
Oh my
has
god.
yes. Now this is not a permanent place for her, and it's stressing me out just a little bit because I need to find a spot. Her wingspan is getting huge, you guys, just like how my is with
No.
spades. So she has outgrown her current spot, and like the pets kept knocking her over. Honestly, a lot of her leaves are scratched up and then a couple stems are like bent. So I'm like, all right, girl, we gotta move you. Or actually, it's a him, it's Jason.
It's
I'm like,
Jason.
Jason Momoa, we need to move you. So what I did is Saturday, so like 2 days ago from the time we're recording this, Jen and I went to the farmer's market, and there's this one gal who sells really good plants, and I'm low key trying to get invited to her greenhouse. She's a little bit more shy,
Yeah,
and so I'm trying to be all friendly with her and stuff. Anyways,
for
she has
sure.
she has great plants, and I bought a pretty large size specimen of a Monstera adansonii.
I saw on
Did you see it?
Instagram. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
so
pretty.
I'm probably gonna post a grid photo, so if you guys are listening to this and you're curious, go check out my Instagram at Concrete Botanical, so that you can see it because it's nice and it fits the space where so that's where I ended up filling the space for my Anthurium veitchii. It's with the Ansonia now, and
Cool.
it looks really good. The space looks really cute. Low key though, there was some little baby snails on like this because it has like a moss pole or like a wood plank. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay,
all
so
right, you've been growing outside as long as there's no frogs. Like I can
oh,
do with little
hello.
baby snails, but anywho,
Did you keep the snails or are they outside now?
oh no, they're outside. I mean, they were like real snails. I'm like, you
Oh
cannot live in my
god.
house.
Right, right.
Um, we'll see what I find when I repot her.
Oh
So
god. It's gonna be a worm.
I swear I always find the scariest things from Florida plants that are growing outside. I'm like, oh my God.
Like, no, 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 no. What did Jen buy?
She actually got a beautiful, like very large size, I almost said Ethereum, Alocasia Regal Shield, which
Ooh,
she's a,
pretty.
she's a girl after your own heart, Angelique.
For
She
sure.
loves the Alocasias.
You're telling
And
me.
yeah, so we have like this area on the property where the chickens are, and it's very shaded. So she's trying to build that area up with plants, and I think it's going to be the perfect spot for it. So that's where she's going to put the Regal
She'll keep it
Shield.
outdoors. So it's a big one.
It's a big one, and dude, it was only $25.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and
Wow.
being that it was a Regal Shield, like I will say, out here in Florida, your typical Alocasia elephant ear, like the green, just simple one, it grows like a weed. So I would not pay $25 for that out here. But the fact that again, it was a Regal Shield, a little bit more interesting variety, I thought that's a
Right.
great deal because I mean in California, I used to see them for that size being like 80, maybe even $100.
Oh my
And
god, yeah, for
although
sure.
that's probably a little outdated price, but still, I think they typically go for a lot more than that. So I'm like, "Girl, you need to
So
get
she
this."
got a really good deal. Was this from the same seller?
It was, yep.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's all I really have for you
awesome.
guys today. Just, keep me in luck with where I can put Jason. I want him to grow and still thrive. I low key might have to grow him in my greenhouse once that is up, but I just love having him inside. So I just, yeah.
I know, it's such a statement and beautiful plant, you know what I mean?
And there's just something about like when your house plants are house plants and they're not outside, even though they do so well in
Mhm.
the summer humidity, but you know, do do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah, but you still love him. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Could you consider putting him in like a like, you know how I have the plant stands that like the pot goes into? Could you make it like a floor plant?
I probably could. I'm just running out of floor space.
Right, so
So,
it's figuring out what has to move.
yeah,
Right.
but we'll get there. The upside is if I do decide to put him in the greenhouse is that he might put out more offsets because it's growing so quickly, and then I could take a
Right.
little like plantlet and then grow that inside. So,
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea. I think that's actually a really good idea.
yeah, because it has put out one baby in the past, and I think I ended up selling that one. I'm pretty
Right.
sure I sold it before I moved. So,
I feel
so
like you
we'll
did
see.
too.
I'll keep you guys updated because this plant is literally him and my gloriosum. They're like top of my like favorite plants. So it's very near and dear to my heart. I've had it since I
Yeah.
lived in the studio in downtown LA. So I
That's
really,
crazy.
I just love this plant so much. So
Yeah, it's
I want to
special.
be careful with it.
Yeah, it's literally one of the most beautiful plants I've ever seen. It's so pretty.
This leaf here, I still
It's
can't get over it.
crazy.
It's got to be at least like 18 inches long. It's like
That is
it is.
absolutely insane. That thing's grown so fast because I've seen it in person. It was not that big at all in Glendale.
No, not at all, and even, like, you should have seen it when I unboxed it. It was literally, like, the leaves were only, like, about 3 inches, and I remember, unboxing it like, "Oh, man," like, thinking I was gonna get something like this,
Yeah.
and, like, a larger leaf, and I remember just thinking, "Well, okay, it's fine," but now I'm like, "We've
You're like,
stuck it
"Oh, this is
together."
fine."
Yes,
Right.
Shania, "You're still the one."
Yes. Oh, that's so funny.
Anywho, so Angelique, we are really anxious to hear about how your show went. I was there in spirit cheering you on. I hope you know
Thank
that.
you. I hope you enjoyed my outfit.
I
It's
did,
very
girl.
bootylicious,
I
as
loved
they
your
were
purple
saying.
purple lipstick too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had like a really pretty purple Urban Decay lipstick. If you guys are looking for a fun color for Halloween or anything, it was more matted too, so yeah, it had no gloss sort of shine to it. It was really fun. Me and Matt had a really good time. Um, by the time this is out, I'm hoping I have some pictures up on my Instagram, on my main one that you guys can check out. Still trying to get that sorted from like the person that took pictures and things, but
For
it
sure.
was it was a really good time. It was tiring. So as far as just like scheduling goes, we got off the plane from Minneapolis and we had to wait for the bus, but the bus was a bit late. So I got
Mhm.
home by the time like I landed and got home on that Sunday, it was like 4:05 and I had to be at rehearsal at 5.
Oof.
So I didn't really get much time. I didn't really get time to relax between the live show and the tech rehearsal, but that was okay. Like tech went well. And then we
Good.
had a few more tech rehearsals. I think we had 2 dress rehearsals and then we did the thing Thursday through Sunday and it was really good. I had friends come where I had people come for me every night except the last night. So it was nice to just be able to
Aw.
have people to see at the end every time. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't have anyone. That's a lie. I think I didn't have anyone on Friday. But I had people Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. My parents came
Oh,
on the last day.
mostly. Aw,
Yeah, so it was really sweet. They
love
came out to
that.
LA. Yeah, it was really, really nice. We all had some really fun outfits. I wore a shiny opal corset with black lace trim. And then I had these like frilly undie things, fishnets. My hair was similar to the Boozy podcast art, how I hair has like a bun on top, but the rest is down. It was
Yeah.
more of a messy bun. And then I had that bun pinned into place, and then I did my makeup. It was super sparkly, and I had fake lashes, so they were huge, which was a
Aw.
lot of fun. Matt had to put them on for me because I can't do it. I tried so many times. I
They're
just kept
hard,
wasting
dude, like,
them.
Strip lashes.
Yeah, 'cause I had to, like, I had to glue them on.
Yeah, those oh, they're not
Yeah,
fun.
that was a journey for sure. But it was good, it was a lot of fun. We had sold out shows almost every day, and it was just good, it was a good time.
Amazing.
Yesterday was our closing, and we came home, we were relaxing for a bit, and then we just, like I saw a loud crash happening. The cat full on tipped over my monstera
Wait, when did this happen?
last night.
Oh, no. Were you, like, in bed or were you
I was
still
on the
awake?
sofa, so I just watched it happen,
Oh,
and I
no.
was
Was
like
little Ruru?
she pushed it over 'cause she keeps trying to use it as a cat scratcher, like a tree.
Silly
Well,
girl.
I'm changing because I think the stakes that it's on, that kinda looks like a scratching post, but I'm switching it because
Yeah.
I think I told you guys I did tell you guys I ordered the orchid bark, 3D
Yeah.
printed ones. I just have had no
Yes.
time to make the switch, so I am hoping to do that today or tomorrow because I am, like, taking off for the trip, on Wednesday, which is, like, a week ago for you guys, so thankfully, my terracotta pot did not break. That's what I was most concerned about because that would have been, like, a big problem, navigating how to replace that because I don't have time.
Oh my
And as
god,
far as I
yeah.
can see, not even any of the leaves ripped or the aerial roots, so
Good.
she got very lucky. Like, it but I think it might have squished a little bit my orbifolia, like, as
Yeah.
it went down, so I'm hoping that's okay. I really haven't had time to do recon, but we shall see. So that was, like, a plant fiasco moment that happened, and because she's just, like, been bored, I think because we haven't been home, we've been busy, so I get
Yeah.
it, but I'm just like, "Dude, don't." But it's
Just don't.
okay. It's gonna be okay, but she also
Yeah.
has her first vet appointment, with us as her owners, so that's happening tomorrow, so we'll see if our little one she's all good, we're just setting up, like, care and everything,
Yeah.
but it's a big day for her, so she's topping over monsteras, going to the doctor for the first time, it's good.
Aw, she is so cute, though. My
Oh my god,
god, I
it's
love her.
crazy how cute she is, she's the best.
Aw,
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So the show was a success, and now I'm just doing those final
congratulations.
things to get ready. Thank you.
Aw, I
Yeah,
low-key miss musical theater so much. Every time you're in a show, I'm like,
I
"I
miss it.
should I should do that again." I really I love it so much.
Have you looked into any community theater in your area?
There is one small theater on the beach side here, and then
Cute.
I know. So, there's that, and not that I do comedy, but there's also, like, a comedy room that we've been meaning to go to as well.
That's
But
cool.
I may. I'm so scared and I'm so out of it. Like, I don't know, I would wanna do
Scary
it
to
with you
hop
and
back
Matt
in.
before anything, really.
Wait,
Like,
you what?
I would wanna do it with you and Matt.
Oh, you need,
You
like,
can
a
hold my
support
hand.
system. Totally, totally. I feel that. Come back for a quick run.
Yeah, for sure.
Rent is next, so if you wanna audition.
Ooh.
Yes,
Hmm.
we'll see. Matt is trying to push me to audition, so we'll see.
When would
I'm a
that
little hmm?
sorry, when would that perform? When would the
Yeah,
shows be
in
if you
December.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But rehearsals, I think, will start October, 3rd, and I land September 30th. So,
Oh, goodness.
yeah,
So
so
you're like, "I
I'm a
don't know."
little apprehensive to do it, but at the same time, I fear that I'll have FOMO and, like, it's good experience to get, so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Matt's telling me to do it. So, who knows, guys? Maybe the next time we record, I'll be rehearsing for Rent. We'll figure it out.
Let me know. I'm cu I wanna know if you end up doing it.
I will. Oh my god, I totally will. I totally will. So we'll see, but things are good. So I'll keep you guys posted on
Good.
all the things.
Well, you guys, we have a lifestyle episode for you today, and speaking of all things travel, Angelique is abroad as we speak, as you hear this. So we have a fun one today. Angelique, would you tell us what we're
Yes,
talking about?
we are chatting about our travel prep, what goes into us getting ourselves off the ground.
Yeah.
And it lines up well because besides me traveling currently, we both had to navigate all of that for Minneapolis. And I know it seems like a very random topic, but it is something that I think it at least interests me a lot because I love seeing people's hacks for suitcases, how to figure out what to
Oh, yeah.
bring, what not to bring. I actually ordered something that you inspired me with in
I
Minneapolis. I didn't
did?
even tell you. So
Oh
when
my
we hop into it,
god.
I'll let you know.
Oh, I cannot wait. And also because I've never really traveled abroad, wow, abroad,
Abroad.
abroad.
Oh, I
I've been
peaked. I'm sorry, Josh.
no, I've been to Mexico, but that's, kind of the extent of
That's
abroad.
abroad, and I mean, Hawaii is America technically, but let's be
But it's
honest.
even further. Yeah, like flying to Hawaii was more of like a thing than flying to Mexico.
Oh,
Anywho,
for sure.
although we did fly from the East Coast to the West to like Cabo. So
Oh, wow. Yeah.
it's
Oh,
similar and
right,
then
with
customs
S2C.
and all that. But
Right.
anyways, I forgot what I was getting at. Oh yeah, but I really want to hear all about sort of what you're doing to prep for that. And then I just have
It
a
is a
few
little
like
different. I
packing
guess it's a bigger
hacks.
scale, for sure.
Yeah. And also too, do you ever watch like packing hacks on either YouTube or TikTok or anything?
I have before, it's been a minute, but
That's
I'm
fun.
definitely not up to date to the current hacks. Is there anything that you saw that you were like, "Oh, yeah, this is it?"
I mean, if there's one that's like on my like first sort of like tip
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
tell us.
it was a little bit more self-discovery, but then I just watched a TikTok this morning basically confirming what I had believed.
Right,
So,
oh,
all
tell us, tell us.
right, going right into it. When it comes to packing, this is my fourth. Wow, I cannot talk.
No, it's okay.
This is my
It's
fourth one.
Monday for us.
My first little paragraph, if you will. So, under packing, I've been really into packing higher quality travel size skincare and shampoo and all that. What I used to do is just get whatever, or
Oh, yeah,
I would bring my own shampoo. Sometimes like if we were just driving somewhere, I would even bring like the whole thing, but I'm really trying to just pack little things. I
for
mean, what a
sure.
concept, travel size stuff, but going more into the reason why I want higher quality or just what I'm currently using is
Like,
because, like,
products
when
being higher quality or the vessels you're putting them in?
the products,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha, okay.
So, I do have some nice vessels, which I'll share next, but the reason being why I wanna have, like, either higher quality or just what I use is because I always tend to either, like, break out or my skin goes crazy when
For
I
sure.
travel. So, instead of on top of all of that, introducing new, like, maybe less quality products on your
Products, for
skin,
sure.
keeping the same stuff that you use, I just think that's really good. So, my Target doesn't really have a lot of it's not the most updated Target, so it doesn't have a lot
Right.
of those really high quality travel stuff, but if you go to, like, Sephora or Ulta, you can get them, and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I was actually just watching a TikTok of, this same concept today,
Yeah.
and she went to Ulta, she got, like, the mini Tower 28 spray, toner, she also got the Paula's Choice liquid exfoliant. So just, like, a lot of things that, like, you would typically use, and I think what first got me thinking about this is for the Sephora birthday, gift
Oh,
that you get from
yeah.
yeah, I think you saw the products when we were in Minneapolis, but they sent me a travel size cleanser and a travel size moisturizer from Tatcha, and, she has
Very
or
cool.
the product is really nice. So, I just felt like I didn't feel like I was compromising my skin just because I was traveling, and it
Right.
was nice to not have to worry about, like, potentially breaking out before our live show because I had better quality, products with me.
For
So,
sure.
I'd say that's my first tip is, it can be a little expensive buying travel size, whatever, but as best you can, I would say try to get like what you use and, bring it in travel size or, just purchase it like new. And yeah, I think it's just going to help a lot.
Well, that's definitely, I think, still doable. Like, if you've already invested in the product and but for, like, the big bottle that you would keep in the shower, if you can't swing buying their travel size that they've packaged themselves, you can literally just go to Target and or even, like, the dollar store, and they have the teeny tinies that are just plastic, 3.4 ounces, but going off of that, you can also Amazon cuter silicone ones,
I
which is
love those.
that's the one that you inspired me on because I saw your cute ones in the
Oh,
shower. I almost got the same ones, and I like yours more, but let me know if you know off top of your head, but the ones I found that looked like yours on Amazon, I could only find 2 ounces or 3 ounces, but for carry-on, the maximum that you can have is 3.4, so I was trying to get all my ounces worth because I'm gonna
right.
be gone for so long. So, I ended up getting like an Amazon brand because it was the only one that was silicone that had 3.4 ounces, but the shape is just kind of rounded. And
Okay.
so they're cuter than the other ones I had, but they're not. I liked how yours were more narrow and longer.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm gonna buy eventually, I think, for, like, when I'm going to Arizona and stuff, it's a lot smaller trips. Even I
Yes.
was trying to find, and if anybody has tips, let me know. I was looking on Amazon for, silicone bottles period, but ideally silicone that were way bigger than 3.4 because I'm checking in a bag, so I don't need the travel friendly size. I can go
Yes.
bigger,
I don't remember what
but
size mine were, to be honest. Maybe it was just 3
I
ounces.
think yours were 3. That's what they looked like just visually to me,
Yeah.
but, sometimes it's printed on, so you can always check, but it was one of those things where I just cannot find anything bigger, and I guess the idea is that people don't wanna carry bigger bottles, but also, like, I don't wanna go to, like, France and then buy shampoo and conditioner, you know?
No, for
But
sure,
my
and
hair
the
takes so
hard
much.
thing too is even if you want to package like, I've had this issue, sometimes I wanna bring my full-size cleanser or full-size shampoo bottle, but it's a pump, and
And
while
it's
that's great
heavy.
in the shower,
Mm.
it could leak
Right, it
in
can
your
be a
bag.
mess,
Yeah, I have
for sure.
seen man, I don't remember which brand it was, but I want it could have been in the baby section, like, they love to make baby products with silicone everything, but I love silicone, like, bottles
Right.
and whatnot, but I think they did have, like, a, like, refillable it might have been Dove, you know how a lot of brands are getting
Oh,
into
yeah,
that
yeah,
now?
yeah.
Maybe you could check there?
Not a
Maybe?
bad idea. I'm gonna take a peek. It's getting a little crunch time. I did end up just buying the silicone 3.4s,
Oh,
and if I
good.
really want to well, it's now probably too late for Amazon, but I could just buy more of that. Like, I have plenty of TSA approved sizes, but that's,
You
again,
want
just for
bigger for
carry-on.
your checked bag.
Right, but it might be better this way because we're bringing so we're gonna get into packing in a sec, but, well, actually, you know what? I'll wait for packing. But, essentially, I'm just essentially the I'll just say it now, whatever. The smaller sizes might work in my favor because if I just bring more than 1, like, at least doubles, at least for the conditioner,
Yeah.
then I can let's say because 'cause we're bringing so bleh, I'm word vomiting right now. So we're bringing 1 check-in bag, so, like, the 50-pound one or whatever, and then we're bringing 1 carry-on, and I'm bringing, like, a weekender bag, like what I brought to Minneapolis, and the idea is if we can come back with just those 2 big like, the carry-on and the check-in, great. If we need to buy another carry-on while we're out there, we'll do that, but the hope is that we don't have to.
Yeah.
So, if things get crazy and the suitcase is too heavy, then, having all those travel sizes I can fit in my carry-on as opposed to having, like, a big bottle of the stuff I love that's expensive, and
Yeah.
then now I'm stuck. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, it might work out better this way that I just stick to the carry-on size and just bring more of them, and I'm gonna
That's
wash my
true.
hair just before I go, so hopefully I don't have to do too many goes of it, but obviously it's a different climate, so I just have to feel it out, you know?
I know. I've had that too where I bring I think it usually happens, like, it depends on the texture of, like, body soap that I'm bringing, but I've
Right.
had that issue where I just bring the travel size and I'm gone somewhere for, like, a week and I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting low," like,
Right, right, like,
you know?
"Ooh."
And also too 'cause, like, I kind of, like, pack for both me and Tyson. Now he has so, like,
Oh, yeah, tell us.
the lighter color silicone one that was in the shower, that one has his, like, men's method soap, but
Oh, that's
before
cool.
sometimes we would use the same one, and I'm like, "Oh, no," like and I also love the Dr. Bronner soap, but you guys know if you've used it, you know, like, how thin it is, and it just, like you go through it kind of a lot, even though it's, you know, it's supposed to be, what's it called when it's not watered down, but it's concentrated.
Right.
So, anyways, all that to say, sometimes it's like a gamble with however many sizes you're bringing, and that's why in the past, like, when we would drive to, Arizona from LA, I would just bring
Right.
full-size stuff because, like, I wanted to use my good shit, but
Right.
I didn't wanna run out of anything, but now because, like, we do so much traveling with the fishing channel and
Right.
I'm constantly repacking bags, which, hey, it's fun, it's a good problem to have traveling
Yes.
a lot, but now I'm like, "All right, I just want my stuff that I use, I want it in small containers, and I wanna be good to go." So, I actually saw the same TikTok of the girl who, you know, has the high quality travel size products. She
Right.
actually has a toiletry bag, like, ready to go with all her stuff. And I'm like, dang, that is so nice. Cause I'm
Like, she
always
just
like,
has it in there already?
yeah. Cause also,
Very
you know,
cool.
the worst is when you pack your toiletries and you're like, well, I need to get my toothbrush out of there. I got to get this out of there. Cause, you know,
Right.
but going into my next thing, speaking of
Please.
toiletries, you guys, I think I have the best toiletry bag to share with you. And you may have already heard of it because it's very popular, but I pronounce it as Boa K, the brand, but it's the toiletry bag in the size large. And it can fit so much, you guys. When you
I'm
first look
looking it
at
up.
it, yeah, please do.
Okay.
It has multiple, like, zippers, but it just can fit so many things and even full size shampoo. Like, I've packed my full sizes in there before, but I can fit my skincare, my body care, body wash, and even if I really wanted to, I could fit my makeup in there too. And
Ooh.
I'm the type of person that always overpacks. Like, I'm always like, I have way too much product, but I can't function without them.
I
So,
totally get what you mean. Is
yeah,
this what you took to Minneapolis?
yes, it
I did
is.
see this. It's very cute.
And it is large, you know, it's
Yeah,
big,
that's big for sure.
but at the same time, like, it's condensed enough where it's usually not a problem to fit in, like, a
Yeah.
suitcase. So, I think you
Okay.
guys would really like it. You can also it has a hook, so you can hang it up on the,
Like a
little hook
shower.
hanger or
Yeah.
shower hook, yeah, and it's really convenient, and it's nice, so, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Are they available on Amazon or is it like a big
They
box store
are.
thing?
They're on
Very
Amazon.
cool.
I don't know if they're in any big box stores, but I would just check Amazon and make sure if you guys want the size that I'm talking about, make sure it's large because a lot of times they'll have the medium as like more of like a default when you go to
Right.
click on it. And also they have a lot of colors. I have the black one, but they have like light pink. I think they have
That's
white.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out. Definitely a good one.
Oh, that's awesome. I use for me, I really like having and I might switch this up because it's not necessary for me to function, but I just started collecting randomly. Like, when you like buy product and it comes in a plastic zipper bag or you
Yeah.
get like a little like a gift set from Clinique or whatever, and it's just you have now this plastic sort of case. I'm
Mhm.
always like, what do I do with these? But some of them ended up being really good for traveling. So one that I normally take to Arizona is a very firm rectangular one from Clinique, and all
Nice.
my products stand in it nicely. Like even when I take my mousse that's bigger than 3.4 ounces, like if we're driving or it's just, not a big deal. If I'm
Right.
checking in, whatever, with Southwest, everything stands up so well. My and like I in the scenario where it's like, oh, I need my toothbrush, I can slip it out really easily without taking everything else out. And I like it because it shows me like while I'm packing what I have in there already and if I'm forgetting anything.
For sure.
So that's been really helpful. But I think I definitely want something heavier duty for the trip. And Josh has something like a toiletry bag that's pretty nice and heavy duty, but it just fits his stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I'm gonna do like a last minute shop today for something like that because I don't need it, but I could use it.
Well, you're
But
pretty close to Target and to a Walmart,
oh my
so
gosh, I am and a Bed Bath and Beyond. I'm
ooh,
good to go. I am locked and loaded. It's just a matter now if I want to because I do really like being able to see what I have. So
yeah.
I might go that route instead, but I'm still feeling it out. But I really like the idea of having something that you can just open up like this. Because when I was little, I think I used to use one that would kind of unravel and you could hang.
I used to have that one
I had the
too.
Mary Kay one.
There's wow, I just started coughing.
You're
There's
good.
another very popular one on Amazon, or I should say TikTok, but from Amazon, and I used to have that too, but I just don't like how it unravels because it just gets a little
Yeah.
heavy, and I find it's like, "Where did I put this?"
And they
So
get bottom heavy, I feel, you
yes, and,
know?
like, the hook seems like it's gonna snap.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So, yeah, that is so cool. Well, before we get into, like, flying stuff, Angelique,
Oh,
do you have
yeah.
any other prep for, like, international travel that
Oh, yeah.
maybe, like, I because I'm genuinely very curious,
For
um,
sure, for
what kind of
sure.
stuff you're doing, like, do you have any, like,
So
plugs or yeah, just
yeah, yeah,
cool
yeah.
stuff.
So my method with packing in general for any trip is I'm a list writer for sure. Like I need to be able to check things off of a list or else I don't feel accomplished in life.
Me
And
too. I think we've talked about this
for
before on the
sure. So what
podcast.
I do, but also, you know, it's easy to like cram at the end and then you forget things without realizing it.
Mhm.
So I excuse me. So I make a list Sometimes it's the day before if it has to be, and if not, I try to do it well in advance. For international travel, when I care more because you're farther from home. You don't necessarily have access to the stores that you're used to. Like if you're going to a place like Costa Rica, for example, I'm not going to expect a Target. So
Yeah.
like I did that trip a few years ago, and it was just making sure I had absolutely everything I needed to avoid having to go somewhere I didn't really know well. But in
Yeah.
those scenarios, I've normally just needed like something for bugs or some sort of cream. And I usually just go to a pharmacy in whatever country I'm in, and you can usually get what you need. But what I do is as advanced as possible. And for this trip with Josh, I've had a list going for like most of the year.
Love it.
What I do, guys, I go into the notes section on the iPhone. You can do this on any phone, but for this one, for my sake, is on the notes app, and I separate my needs in different categories. So for this one, and if it's just a trip to Arizona, it's literally just a compiled list of like 4 undies, 4 socks, this many shirts, whatever. And then I just check mark everything as I go. But for international, what I like to do is a more intricate version of that. So not intricate, just broken down. So I
Yeah.
have what I did was because I feel like a lot of people when they go on international travel and it's for a long time, you want to buy new clothes and have new things for the trip. So I did fashion wish list, and
Oh,
I made
that's
that the title, and then
cool.
I put a list that I would of things I would like to wear and have if I can. Like I got new walking shoes, I got a dress, like things like that. So I put all of that under thing, or I bought these really cute like yoga biker shorts with pockets, and
And you
I
got
got those on.
jeans.
Yes, I did get some Levi's. I'm getting those hemmed before I go. So just things like that that I wanted to elevate myself for the trip. I put under, if I don't have it yet, I put it under like the wish list, and then try to order those things within like the month to like go time.
Yeah.
And as well, the other list that I have is supplies that I'll need. So in France, it's going to be the Euro plugs, which is a 2-prong plug that are like really round. And then
Yeah.
in England, it's a triangular 3-prong. And
Cool.
it's very different than what we have. So making sure I have international chargers and making a list of like, what am I going to ask to borrow from so and so? What do I have to order? I got this ridiculous it's so big. I should have blown it up for the podcast, but I wasn't thinking. I'm trying my hand because the older I get, it's like I'm sick of just like being like I used to be able to be uncomfortable on a plane, but like I
Oh, no.
don't want with because we're on a time crunch this trip. I don't have time to get used to the jet lag and everything. So for me, a big deal because it's such a long flight. I think it's going to be around 12 hours. It's such a big deal for me that we sleep comfortably on the plane, take an
Yes.
edible or melatonin, whatever we have to take to get there, and then to stay asleep. So I did it's like I guess with international travel, it's a lot of researching things that are just random that could make life easier. Like FabFitFun sent me a travel blanket that has a cute little pouch and it's really soft. So I'm going to take that as opposed to using
Nice.
like I'll happily use whatever the American Airlines gives me, which has like extra cushion. But I'm going to bring my own blanket, which I hadn't done. I'm sorry, that's a lie. I've done it in the past, but not internationally. I would just have a blanket with me here and
Yeah.
there. But it's well, you want to keep it small so it fits in your bag. And then I so I bought this travel pillow, which is like a couple feet long and it has armholes. So you put it in front
Ooh.
of you and there's a head hole. So the idea is that
That's
you can sleep and you
awesome.
blow it up with like 6 breaths and it's blown up. About
Wait,
7 of
can you
my breaths,
send
6
me
of
the
Josh's.
link?
Oh, I literally will. It's really cool.
Awesome.
Josh saw it and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy my own sort of neck pillow because it's big. It's definitely like people are gonna see and be like, wow, that takes up her whole seat." But
Who cares?
I want to be comfortable. So like you guys kind of know the spacing between your tray and like where
Oh,
your face
yeah.
lands. This would fill that gap in between.
Wow.
So the idea is that I can sleep with it forward with my arms crossed through, looped through or whatever, like through the holes, my head forward, and then there's cushion all around me from the blown up
That is
device.
cool.
Josh can lean on it if he wants to. So you or I can like move it to its side and like put the side of my head in the head hole. Like there's different
Yeah. You're like, "This is
ways.
mine, get your own." No.
Literally. He got one that's called the Gorilla Grip, and we had a real laugh that that's what it's called. But that one is like one that I think it inflates as well, or it's just like it unfolds into something very thick, like memory foam, and that goes around his neck. So we both made it a point to look into accessories for the trip, whereas I wouldn't worry about that for a domestic flight so much.
For
even
sure.
to, like, New York, unless it was a red eye, I suppose, but definitely, making your wish list excuse me, making your fashion wish list, your electronic, like, needs list, and then your flying needs because I used to just be like, "Let's go. I'll have a sweater as a
Yeah.
pillow. I have an extra blanket, whatever, it's fine." But,
Well,
trying to
yeah.
combat that jet lag.
It's funny that you brought up, like, as you get older and you want to be comfortable, like, just kind of taking note on how even just, like, my packing essentials have changed over the years. So,
For
for
sure.
example, ever since I was in Mexico and I got sick, now
Right.
I pretty much always pack, like, NyQuil,
For sure.
activated charcoal for, like, a stomach ache, ginger, like, I always have and then, like, sore throat stuff, like, it's just really funny. I think as you get older, you sort of need to pack things, like, whether it be Tums or, like,
Right, like,
it's just
trying
really
not to die, like, we care
yeah.
about our bodies more, for sure.
Yeah, hangover stuff. We pretty much should own stock in Excedrin at this point because 'cause we're always,
Literally.
so I just thought that was really funny, like, bringing that stuff up, and because when we were in Mexico, we were staying at, like, an all-inclusive place, and they surprisingly did not have a general store, like, we would just
Oh,
ask them, and
wow.
they're like, "Oh, yeah, we have this or that," but the Cabo airport had everything that you could possibly need, but,
That's really
you know,
nice. Cabo's
I
great.
was stuck, in the middle of Mexico by the ocean, so ever since then, now I pack things that make me comfortable. I do not wanna be
Yes.
uncomfortable.
Well, it's important because I think it used to feel like, oh, a fun part of the experience was having to be squished on a plane and yada yada, but now it's like, it's not fun anymore. Like, I want to
No,
actually be comfortable. My dream is to fly first class, but literally we can't. So it's like,
not yet.
it's just not yet. So we just have to make it comfortable because with Josh and I, we have a pretty full schedule while we're there. So if we lose a day to jet lag, that's a lot. So
Mm.
I've set it up to where we get to London and then we have to get on the train a few hours later. And then once we get to Paris, there's nothing booked. We can just get dinner and sleep. So I'm hoping that helps. But and then we'll be ready to start on Friday. So we'll see. We're still figuring it all out. But I think especially for international, for success, be very mindful of your on plane setup. And that also expands if you are going to do in flight entertainment. Again, I don't mind this as much, but maybe just being with Josh, I've changed a little bit. But having noise canceling headphones, I've had them before on a plane through Bose, and they're really great. That stuff can get expensive, so you can do your research on what's more affordable. But it was crazy. I had one
Yes.
that was specifically for planes that I borrowed from my mom, and you would put on a switch, and it would literally just suck out the
Oh, it's
plane noise.
amazing.
It's crazy.
I only recently got so back in the day, I had Bose when I was, like, in film school, and you needed those for
Yeah.
editing, but then for a while, I just had my regular AirPods, but then I upgraded to these, Beats for the podcast,
Oh, yeah.
and I love them, dude.
Are they
I
nose canceling?
Yes,
Oh,
and I wore
wow.
them, on the plane, to Minneapolis, and it's so incredible, like, because even just like, the white noise essentially of the plane can
Right.
be a little overwhelming, and then, of course, you have babies crying, you have people
Oh my
talking and,
gosh, yeah.
the announcements and everything, so having noise canceling headphones was a game changer, and, yeah, just I would listen to audiobooks, podcasts,
For
music.
sure.
I loved it. So, and again, with the in-flight entertainment, we don't always do this, but sometimes we will pay for Wi-Fi, and I'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, I'm texting you from, in the air right now,"
Yes, yes.
Be able to scroll on TikTok on a plane, oh my god, amazing. Makes it go by so fast.
So it's crazy, right?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
before we wrap up, I do wanna tell you guys about, um, 2 of my best hacks for
Oh,
flying
yes,
in
tell us.
particular. The first one is signing up for Clear. You guys may see them at the airport. They have those little
Oh, yeah.
kiosks.
I haven't
It's
done this yet.
it's so nice. So, basically, you will go and you're greeted by someone, and
Yes.
prior to this, you have, like, an appointment. You,
You have to
it's
get
all pretty
approved, right?
Actually, that's for TSA Pre, I'm sorry. For Clear, it's pretty easy. You just sign up with the kiosk. You can either do the eye scan or a fingerprint. I always do a fingerprint because of my contacts, it literally
Mhm.
brings up a middle-aged Black woman. I'm like, "This is not me."
Oh,
When I have my
you're like,
contacts,
"Wow." Right.
but then I do the fingerprint, and then it's me. So,
Gotcha,
basically,
gotcha.
what they're doing is you don't need to pull out your ID. They're
Okay.
ins through Clear, they're basically vouching for you. So, you show them,
Got
"Okay,
it.
this is you have your fingerprint, your picture comes up," and then they take you to the front of the line, and with that, if you have TSA Pre, which I have, you go to the front of TSA Pre, and it's, oh my god,
Oh, that's
amazing.
nice. So it's very fast.
Yes, and if you guys aren't familiar with TSA Pre, it just means that you sign up, you go to the airport, you have like an interview sort of, and they're basically just making sure you're not a crazy person.
Right,
And,
right.
and then you just get your fingerprint sort of in their system, and then you don't need to take off your shoes, you can leave your jacket
It's a
on,
lot
you
faster.
all of that. Except pro tip, don't wear Birkenstocks with the metal because I always have to take them off because they beep in the machine. But
Oh,
besides
so
that,
it defeats the point.
right, but again, they're just slip-on, so it's not a huge deal, but you don't need to take your laptop out, which is awesome because that is
For
such a
sure.
hit when you're in regular, like,
It's annoying for
security. Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, so
Do you remember more or less how much it cost? Because I know it's not free, correct?
correct. I wanna say it was around maybe, like, the 200 something. Don't quote me on it because I've had it for a couple years now, so I don't really remember, and so back up a little bit. Tyson has had TSA Pre for like the last 4 or 5 years, and what they used
Okay.
to do is you can bring someone. So whoever was on the same ticket as you
Right, right,
can then
right.
also be TSA Pre, but then what happened is they changed it. So 1 year, I just basically, had the benefit of Tyson being TSA Pre, and so when we'd fly together, then I could also do it. But one day, we were at the airport and they said, "Oh, no, no, she needs to go on regular." And it was a fucking clusterfuck in Orlando, as it
Oh,
typically is, all the families
no.
going home from Disney, and we missed our flight
Right.
because I had to go through the regular line.
'Cause you guys
So
probably timed it for TSA Pre. So you're like, "We don't need as much
yes,
time today." Oh,
yes. So that was kind
no.
of a bummer, but, now I have TSA Pre, and if I'm flying even by myself, I have Clear, TSA Pre, and it's so nice, like,
And it's an
literally.
annual fee, right? Or something like that? Like, you have to
Yeah.
renew it? Right.
Mhm. But,
Gotcha.
it's just nice, especially if you guys have ever flown out of LAX or,
Yeah.
like, honestly, Orlando Airport really sucks, like, it is such a clusterfuck. Every time we go, it's just chaos, pure chaos. So
I've been to
anything I
that
can
airport. It's
do.
insane.
Oh god, it's
Yeah.
annoying too. Everyone is just in vacation mode and there's no self-awareness. Everyone's just like, ugh.
Mhm.
So anything you can do
It's
to cut
too
down on the
much.
time is wonderful. So,
Yeah, and of course, it's one of those things where it's like some people are like, "Nah, I don't wanna spend it," but it just depends on where you put your value. Like, if you're a dad and you show up 4 hours ahead anyway, then you're probably just fine. But if you're someone that has a really busy lifestyle, especially I think a lot of young people are now investing in TSA Pre just because it's a lot, especially in big cities like JFK, LAX, like all these crazy airports.
yeah.
Sometimes it really comes in handy, you know?
Oh, for sure.
When I
That
was in
does
a
oh, let's
Oh,
go ahead,
no, it's
sorry.
okay. When I was an
There's some
assistant,
delay.
I always had to make sure it was set up for my boss as well, or else he would, like, go
The
ballistic.
the TSA Pre.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
He's
It
like,
it
"I need
reminds
it." I was like,
I
"Okay."
don't blame him. Have you ever do you have TSA Pre,
I
Angelique?
don't.
Oh,
I'm thinking about it, but it's just right now, for me, it's just been like a right now, just not buying extra perks yet, but I
yeah.
definitely do want it, and I'm sure Josh is, like, yearning for it deeply, so I'm sure we'll get it
Yeah,
soon.
'cause you do fly a lot.
Mhm.
So, that
I
did
do,
remind me.
tell
Oh,
me.
sorry.
No, tell me.
I'm sorry. I was just, like, laughing so hard at the jokes about, like, the way different people fly, and it was like the boomers get there, like, a whole business day before their flight
Yes.
takes off, and then the Gen X are always like, "You never used to have to take your shoes off." And then
Right.
millennials, I forgot what they were saying exactly, but we're just, like, drunk,
Right.
and then, like, I forgot what they said about Gen Z. It was something what was it? Anyways, it's just so funny, like,
Yeah.
the different ages and how they
Well,
act at the
everyone
airport.
does it so differently, and my best friend Hannah, she's one of those, she's like, "I'm such a dad, like, I need, like, 2 hours at my gate, and I'm like, "I
I
get it."
know. I'm
I was
kind
like,
of a
"I
dad
don't."
too. Well, and I think when you're an anxious flyer, which I'm not a full-on anxious flyer, but I get very
For
sick,
sure,
so I
yeah.
just wanna feel like, "Okay,
At
get
ease as much as
centered," you know?
possible, you know?
Yes.
Totally, totally. Well, with that said too, I realized there was one point I didn't touch on, so before we wrap, for those of you travel abroad, I'm sure you're gonna wanna bring stuff back home. And
Yes.
obviously there are weight limits. If you don't have all the money in the world and you can't be paying these like pay bumps and things,
Well,
there's
that's
a few
ridiculous, yeah.
hacks I've done over the years that aren't necessarily comfortable, but they work. If you go somewhere that's going to be cold, depending on the time of year, like England, and you have a coat, wear the coat through
Yeah.
security and
Yep.
then take it off afterwards. You can use it as a pillow. And if it's like a really nice coat, just deal with it and hold it, honestly. Or what I did, I had a carry on because I used to live in London for a while, and once I got everything through security, I opened my carry-on, fattened it up because you have like the extra
Yeah.
zippers, and then I put it in there, folded it nicely. So there's options, but it got to the point where I think I wore 2 or 3 coats within each other because I had too many and it was too
Wow.
heavy. That's not an ideal hack, but it works. It does the job. If you are flying, these are more like my how to get away with murder sort of hacks when it comes to the airport. If you ever have to fly sun country, which is what
Oh
I
my god,
did from
I'm so glad you're
Minneapolis.
talking about this.
Yeah, I literally so I got lucky that we all have plastic bags at home from the supermarket. I had one that it didn't say Trader Joe's or Ralph's. It was just like a white one with
Transparent
green.
is
You know how
key.
like you see the text where it's like thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and it's like a square of thank yous.
Yes, yes.
I took that and I put extra clothes in it and I put my iPad in it and I put God knows what else in it. And then I got through security and
I
then
didn't know
Sun
you put your
Country.
iPad. I thought it was just, like,
Well,
undies and, like
my iPad originally was in my weekender, but I think because I had to take it out for security because the iPad's big enough to where they still want it. Some TSA people are like, "No, iPad stay in the bag," and some see how big
d
mine is, the Pro, and they're like,
yeah,
"That must be a laptop." So I just take it out because it's if they're gonna stop me, it's just annoying anyway. So I
yeah,
took it out. So I think at that point I was like, I'm not putting it back in my bag. So I kept it in the plastic bag and I had like a sweater. I had extra things that it was making things too heavy. And I just went right up to the gate and I just went right onto the plane and they didn't say anything because I think it looked like I went shopping inside the
right.
airport.
And they
And
can't really do anything about that.
even though I'm only supposed to have one personal, and that fit perfectly under the seat with my weekender bag. And for those of you that don't know, weekender bag is like a very tiny duffel.
What was the
And
joke w the term we coined? Because it's not even like, "What kind of weekend trip is this?" Because it's not that big.
oh, it's like because it's very small. We were calling it
Like
something
a
like
one-night
a
stand bag or
yeah,
something.
it literally looks like a one night stand bag. It's very small. So if you're on airlines like that, also highly recommend just bring like a supermarket bag with you, but ideally one that says like the thank yous, the more generic ones. But then I don't know if I just felt like a secret agent and it wasn't that serious because a lot of people had plastic bags with them, but like they had gone eating at like EG or not EG's Subway. EG's is just in Tucson, but like things like that. So I think people were just like, whatever, everyone just
That's
has a
kinda
plastic
how
bag. It's probably food,
That's kinda
but it
how it was
helps.
when I flew with a plant. I had it just, like, in a grocery bag, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just holding it like a baby," you know, like
I brought a sandwich, right,
yes.
like, it's just whatever. So
Love
that's
it.
a hack, but as far as packing, I didn't mention I really enjoy this brand, and you can get these from various brands, there's Amazon, there's Target, but Calpak, which is Calpak,
Mm.
I have a three-piece packing cube set from them that I got off FabFitFun, and it's a game changer. If I can recommend nothing else to you guys, it would definitely to use packing cubes on any
They
trip,
are
domestic or international. I
amazing.
use them for Minneapolis as well. Mine comes in like a large, medium, and a small. So the small, depending again, time of year, like if it's summer and I'm gonna wear a few different flip-flops or a pair of sandals and maybe a set of heels, I could since flip-flops are so flat, I can fit one or two and then another shoe. Otherwise, like I had my fancy boots that I wore for the live show, and those got my small one with their special socks that I wear with them. And then for the large, I think I normally do like denim or other bottoms. And the
Yeah.
medium, I do t-shirts and tops and that sort of thing. And it's so nice because especially with a carry-on, when you're only taking a carry-on, it's so nice to open it and not everything fall out.
Oh, for
And this is
sure.
especially useful when TSA wants to check your bag and see what's in it, like why you beeped.
Gosh,
So I've done
yes.
it to where they just are taking out my underwear and everything, and it just becomes a huge mess.
Yeah.
So if you can definitely have packing cubes, they can just pull out each cube,
And I
and
think you
then
can
it's just
spend a little bit extra money on them, like you said, the brand Calpak. Yeah, Calpak, right?
Yeah, Calpac.
They're a really good brand. I have a couple from Amazon, and
Yeah.
one is decent and the other one is kinda shitty quality. So,
Mhm.
I would even go a step further and say, like, if you can, like, splurge a little bit on packing cubes
For
because it's
sure.
gonna keep things, like, nice and fit. Because 'Cause I've had issues where I have these packing cubes, but they're just still very bulky, and I'm like,
For
"Isn't this supposed
sure.
to save me space?" So,
Right, you need to
yeah.
be mindful of what you're putting in there. I think they're really great, especially for shirts and pants. I think too, like with shoes, if you don't wanna use them with shoes, that's fine, but I really like keeping them at, like, only a couple inches in thickness, like, the thickness that they
Yeah.
come with, not fattening them up much past that, and it usually works out great. And then the final thing, if you're really desperate for space, this could af sometimes you have to be careful with weight because 'cause you're adding density, but getting the, um getting the vacuum sealable bags and
Yes.
putting all your clothes in there and then sucking the living daylights out of them. You create so much more space in your bags. This was a big deal for me when I was gonna be gone for 6 months. I was able to
Right.
pack because I was there for winter, spring, and a little bit of summer. So I
Wow.
needed to pack a variety of clothing. I couldn't afford to buy everything there. So packing, vacuum sealing my clothes was really helpful. And you can do this even if you're going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks abroad. Like if you're someone that just needs to have your whole closet with you, that's always a good option as well. But try to like practice a little Marie Kondo sort of travel and just like take what brings you joy and what you absolutely need and then allow space for things you want to bring back, like souvenirs, or just to not have too much because it can be
Yeah.
stressful overpacking because you're carrying all that
Oh,
stuff with
yeah.
you. It's not fun. So I just say be mindful of that. Like while I'm recommending ways to bring everything, also consider just finding ways to make it work to not have too much stuff because that's the trips where I've had less have been a lot more enjoyable.
No, for sure. I it's funny, when I pack, I will pack every pair of underwear that I own because it's my anxiety. I'm like, what
Yeah.
if it rains and I get wet?" Like, I
Oh
don't know.
no. Yeah.
But, no, that's very true. I feel like and I think it comes with practice because I've
For
had
sure.
trips where I full on did not pack enough, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"I wish I just had one more t-shirt," or "I wish"
Right.
but
Right.
then also I am very guilty to overpacking, so I think it also just comes with practice and
For
also
sure.
trying to get real with what you actually are gonna need and wear, and I
Totally.
think that helps a lot when you can yeah, when you know what you actually use.
For sure. I think, to wrap up with that, if you have anxiety when it comes to packing, like for me, when it comes to undies and socks, I always pack 1 to 2 more undies and socks than the days that I'm there. So if I'm there for 3 days,
Yep,
I'll pack at least 4 or 5.
absolutely.
And
Because also
there's
I
a
like to shower
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, you just never know. And it's like having that, but reminding yourself, like, okay, if God forbid I get stranded in this city for more than 2 days extra, in that
Yes.
case, I'm gonna find a laundromat or wash it by hand or whatever, and it's not the end of the world, but generally, things aren't gonna go wrong like that,
Another
so
good tip
yeah.
too is, like, with your clothes, try to bring it on your carry-on, because if they lose your luggage, at least you'll have, like, clothes to wear, you
Right,
know?
at least the essentials for
The
sure.
essentials, yes.
Yes. Well,
Well, this was
Holly, thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.
I
This was
love
a good
talking
episode.
anything travel, it just gets my heart pumping.
I know, dude, like, which also I really wanna continue to do more live shows, like, oh, it's
Oh, it was
just
so much fun.
so much fun. So if you guys have any, like, cities in mind for us of where Boozy should go next, let us know.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely let you yeah, you guys let us know, and then we'll let you know. Alright, Holly, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me at Concrete Botanical on TikTok and then at Concrete Botanical _ on IG.
Perfect. You guys find me at Suck Over Plantas with 2 C's. And you can catch the podcast on Instagram at Boozy Botanical Podcast. We drop new episodes every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all the things everywhere.
All the
YouTube
things.
for video. So please, if you can, subscribe on YouTube. Leave comments if you'd like. Likes, don't
Yes.
dislike, just like. And then on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, if you guys could leave 5-star rates and reviews, that would be wonderful. It really helps
Yes.
us out. And then don't forget, guys, we do have the BB15 promo code with True Leaf, so make sure to check out their stuff. They sent us some samples, which was really
Yes.
exciting. So as me and Holly discover as well, we'll fill you in on how that's been. But it seems like a really cool product.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for
Yeah.
another episode of Boozy. And on that note,
Cheers.
peace.
Bye.
My little ghost.